Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that bell button so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Let's go ahead and get started with today's DIY. What you're going to need are the large popsicle sticks. I purchased them at Walmart. You're going to also need some Waverly paint. I'll leave the colors down below. And one of those craft needlepoint rings, and also you're going to need a garden chain to hang your plants that you can purchase at Dollar Tree as well. First, what you're going to do is paint. I painted 35 of the popsicle sticks in this turquoise color. And you can just lightly brush it. It doesn't take a lot of paint to brush these popsicle sticks, and they dry pretty quick. So just go ahead and continue painting all of them, and then set them aside and let them dry for about 5-10 minutes. That's all I did. By the time I was done painting all of them, the first set that I painted was already dry. So I just started doing the staining that I'm going to do next. Okay, here's the gray paint that I'm going to stain it with. I ended up using, like I said, I believe it's called Elephant, but again, I'll leave all the information of everything that I used, all the supplies down below, including the color of the paints. And then I just got a piece of cloth of an old towel that I used to stain the popsicle sticks with. And you just brush it on to your liking. You see my fingers are turquoise as well, huh? I don't ever use gloves. Do you guys are the same or not? I always say I'm going to start using gloves and protecting my fingers, but I don't. I always end up using nothing. So you just go continue and stain all the popsicle sticks. When I first started making this, my idea was to put it outside in my patio. But once I completed it, I thought, you know what? Maybe this would look really pretty inside as well. So I had one of the candle warmers that I didn't use anymore. And what I did was just break out the light cord that was in there and used it for this DIY as well. So once you're done staining them, the next thing you're going to do is go ahead and get your chain. And I just cut it to about 12 links on each one of these. And I put 4 chains, I'm sorry, on this hook. And you can spray paint it if you have the spray paint, but I just decided to go ahead and paint it with the same turquoise that I used for the popsicle sticks. Now, this is another option. You can either leave this little screw on here, or like I did, I removed it and then bent one of the metal, I guess you could say the hooks that's on there. I bent one outward straight, and then I bent the other one backwards to flatten it, if that makes sense. But I mean, easier way, I would have just left it on there. I don't know why I didn't, but this is the way I was thinking at that time. So I ended up using it like this. And then I just put some E6000 on it to make sure it stayed in place and secured. And just set this aside and let it dry for at least a few hours before you end up moving it and doing the rest of your DIY. Once you set that aside, I used E6000 and hot glue to secure all my popsicle sticks. Now, if you want to be exact, you can either measure about 1 inch to a 1/2 inch maybe of from the top of your popsicle stick to where you're going to glue it to the ring. I kind of just eyeballed it, but it basically ended up being about an inch from the top of the popsicle stick is where I ended up starting to glue each one of the popsicle sticks. And then I just made sure it lined up from the last popsicle stick I glued to the one that I was continuing gluing. Just made sure and eyeballed it and made sure it was even. So you just continue to do this all the way around. And then I let it dry for a few minutes, and then I went ahead and did the next step. So this went pretty fast. So you just continue doing it all the way around. Now I chose not to stain my rings, but you can, or you can even paint it. Like if you're going to use the same colors that I did, it would even be nice if you painted it the elephant gray that you stained the popsicle sticks with. I think that would look really pretty, but I chose to just leave it the way it was, the natural color that it came in. And I purchased the ring at Walmart, but again, I'll leave all the information down below. So once you let it glue and set it aside, then you get the next ring and you put it in the bottom or the top, whichever way you choose to use it. But you put it on the other side of the popsicle sticks. And again, I eyeballed it, but if you want, you can measure it about an inch to a half an inch from the bottom of the popsicle stick to the ring. And then on this side, since this was going to be my side of the bottom, I ended up just using hot glue, and it worked just fine. But again, if you choose to use E6000 or wood glue, go ahead and do that if you know, to secure it better. But for me, the hot glue worked just fine. Now on the chains, I used E6000 and hot glue. And then I cut up one of the popsicle sticks and glued it onto, used it on top of the chain so it could be more secure. Like so. And there you go. You can just continue doing that to each one of the chain links. And just measure it out so they can be even. You can either count them or, just lay it down and see where you want the chains. Once you're done with that and you've set it aside and let it dry, go ahead and get the 4 popsicle sticks is what I use, I believe. And you're going to glue it to either side to make a square around the circle. So you go ahead and use hot glue and E6000 or just hot glue, whichever way you choose. I used both. Once I put the hot glue and set it where I wanted it, I went around it and put E6000 around each one of the popsicle sticks to secure it more. Because, like I said, I chose to use it as a lamp indoors for now, so I wanted to go ahead and make sure it was secure. So once you glue all 4 sticks like this, you can put E6000 around each one of them and just set it aside and let it dry. Then I ended up using one more popsicle stick in the middle, and I did that so I could end up putting my solar lights in there and it would fit perfectly. If you can see right there, you just put one more popsicle stick in the middle, right in the middle of the square, so you can have it for your solar lights. And this is the way it looks with the light bulb in there. Like I said, it was from one of those candle warmers that you can purchase or maybe have around that you're not using anymore. And it comes with a little screw, so I just screwed it onto the popsicle stick. And if you want to keep it permanently, I would suggest you adding another popsicle stick and then gluing it with E6000. But I'm thinking I'm going to leave it like this for a while and then maybe use it outdoors. So I didn't want to permanently leave that lamp a light bulb in there. But this is the way it looks outdoors as well. Hope you guys enjoyed and do this DIY. Thanks for watching. Bye.